Okay, so I said I'd do a video of the FIFA 21 on PS5. I'll tell you what the differences are between the games and how you do various things, and obviously what sort of improvements there are. I went for the dual entitlement option, so basically I bought it on PS4 like most people should do because it's cheaper. It's only like 40 quid or so instead of paying 65 on PS5 or through the store at whatever price you want to pay on that one. But yeah, if you buy the PS4 version, you can upgrade it for free through the PS5. So you put your disc in for the PS4, which you have to have that in as well every time you play it, so they can't just go and sell it, which is fair enough. So you buy that basically, you go through the PlayStation Store once that little part bit of the PS4 version is installed, and then they'll upgrade to the PS5. It's about a 50 gig download, takes a little while if you haven't got a decent connection. But then you've got the PS5 version basically for free. Which is good. The general gist with it is it's pretty good. I do like it. It's a lot better graphically. Animations, general playing of it is a lot better. The graphics I wouldn't say are fully what I'd call next gen. Really, exactly. You'll see that shortly when I put a game on. I'll play a half for you so you can have a look. But yeah, it's good. I mean the faces and things on the more well-known players. Like Ronaldo and things like that, they're really good, they're really detailed. I actually play, as you can probably see there, with the career with Salford City, playing Forest Green next, which I'll start that in a minute. But the general gist is, I like to play, sort of start off in League Two with a bad team, and then bring them into hopefully Premiership or move teams, buy players, all that sort of stuff that you normally do. One word of warning on the PS4 version. If you're going from that directly to this, you can't transfer your career mode across if you don't know that already. You can transfer your Volta one and all your Ultimate Team stuff. You can transfer all those over, and you do keep your players and your money and everything else. On this, you can't do your career, so I've had to start a new one, unfortunately, but I'll show you what that does. Yeah, on the original PS4 version. You probably all know if you played it before and you're watching this, all the menus and things were all quite sort of notchy and a bit sort of slow loading. It was just annoying enough to be annoying. Then surprise. It was just a bit bad. So they were kind of almost, they'd made it for next gen. They'd made it for the PS5 really, and then knocked it back a bit on the PS4. That's what basically happened. On this one, you'll find that things are mega fast with the loading of things. Even going into the game, you can literally normally you have to obviously have a few shots or a few crosses, whatever you're doing for the training part before you go in. This one you can just bang straight in if you want to. There's no messing about. All of the normal loading stuff, all the cutscenes and things, they're all pretty good. In fact, I'll put one on while I'm talking. I'm going to start a career. I'll go with a bit of that and play Forest Green. What I tend to do with these, what have we got? I tend to play 4-2-4. Various different tactics obviously you can do in here. Let's do that in fact, let's have a look. I tend to have tactics. I tend to have pressure on heavy touch, which is 2 away from your most tiring, which is the constant pressure. I sometimes run that in the second half, because obviously it tires your players out, especially in League 2 and they're all a bit new and a bit, they're not as good as the other ones. As the Premier League and European players, big ones. So yeah, I tend to run on that, and then if I'm struggling for possession or anything, I'll stick it on sort of a proper version. In fact, I'll put it on constant pressure because it looks better for this demo. Obviously, you can have whatever settings you like in there; it's the same. I'll come out of that. Yeah, we'll change that for now. Obviously, you can see how quick it is loading. It's sort of stutter along and kind of go, oh yeah, you want me to do something, and I can't really remember what it is. Oh yeah, that's right, I've got to go and change that screen over. That's right. So yeah, it did that a lot on the PS4 version. It was more for this PS5 version. If we're going to play a match, I'll show you some of the animations. I'm only going to play a half, so I'm not going to worry about that too much. I'll show you some of the animations. Basically, get the animations themselves in the actual game are pretty good. So I did there as well. That was literally, I just went straight into it and literally pressed the start button straight away. There was no loading, didn't have to do any training. If anything, I was a bit late for that. I could have just gone straight in. Yeah, it's pretty cool. The one thing you do want to watch is when you go into a game, like before this section, I should have showed you really. There's a section. It used to be team management next to the play game section. Instead of team management, we should just flick across one and press it. If you do that, you go into simming the match now. The match actually sims, and you can't get out of that. So I've had a few games where I've just accidentally simmed it and I didn't really want to. But I've got used to it now a bit, to be fair. I still do it every now and then, but it's lucky I don't. Graphical wise, so it's just smoother. It's not fully next gen, I wouldn't have said. I'd say FIFA 22 is going to be the more proper graphic version. I say it's pretty good. It's really not bad. Obviously, it's in HDR setting at the moment through the TV. It's not bad. The motions, animations, they're pretty good. I can't complain at them at all. But I think it does need a little bit of work, just polishing it for the next instalment, because I think there's more to come from this graphically, quite a lot in fact. But you can see roughly how their faces look and how the ground looks. People have changed a little bit. It's quite good. The sound of it is better on the PS5. Definitely better quality sound on the PS5, which I'm happy about, because the other one was a bit grainy in places. To be honest, it will go stuttery if it was struggling for processor power. No, it doesn't do that. To be fair, I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll start a game. So this gets a bit dull. Luckily, this TV is quite good for input lag, so it's not too many issues. So yeah, basically, the actual motions themselves, you can sort of tell almost just from how the players are running. You can sort of tell that they. Oops, that wasn't very good, was it? Give it away already. You can sort of tell that it's been polished. Basically, all the smoothness has sort of come into it. You can sort of tell from that it's a lot better. I'm going to try and zoom in here slightly so I can show you. There we go. Right. I might cut a bit of the screen off there, but we'll see how we get on. Okay. Whoops. What did I do that for? Yeah, me. I'm a mare here. Talking and playing is difficult. What's he doing? There's kind of animations in between the animations now. They've added more in. So you almost have to think a bit more about what you're doing. So keep it well there. You can kind of flick balls past. Say if you've got like a header, for instance, which we'll probably see in a minute you sort of, if you go for a header or there's somebody else in the way, or it's just the ball's dropping, for instance, you can sort of do things better, shall we say, than this on world class play. So that's why it's quite hard. Can be. And I've also got all the things turned off. So all the assists, or most of them anyway. I've just left a couple of bits and bobs on, but most of them are sort of turned off. Oh, he's sloppy in possession as well. Oh dear, horrendous. I will get a good bit of playing in a minute. I'm better than this usually. To be fair, I've been playing this thing for years. Obviously being Salford, they're not exactly mega spec team either, so it's not ideal. The jockeying and stuff like that, that's a lot better. And the slide challenge animations are better as well. Even better than the PS4 versions. They actually, you can notice a bit better than those. Right, let's try and actually do something where I can actually show you what I'm on about with these animations. Right. I'll try and shut up so I can actually see that then. Where before, if on the PS4 version, it almost felt a bit kind of scripted a tiny bit, as if you were guaranteed to lose the ball. That makes sense. On this one, you've kind of got that extra bit of hope. Even if you think you're not going to win the ball, you still get like an extra bit of hope, whereby you kind of got an animation between two other animations. So you can kind of like flick things away, or you've kind of got like this one here. I've got no chance of getting that one, in all fairness, but that one there we go. Right, let's flick this down the line a bit. Anybody in the box? Anybody bothered? Kind of. Oh dear, I was trying to volley that. That didn't work. I didn't leave it long enough. I'll only play one half for this video, just because it's obviously going to get too long otherwise. So even that there, so he's run for the ball. I actually won the header there, which on the old one you wouldn't have. Not really. You'd have to jostle. You'd have to do a bit of all sorts. Oh, I scored now. Oh dear. Bad start then, isn't it? Because I'm trying to talk and do this at the same time. It's not really very good, is it? So yeah, That's awful as well. Dear me. Sorry about this. It's probably the worst game I've ever played in my life. Right then. Let's try and flick it through. So he's got that there. But you can sort of tell where there's extra he's offside there, isn't he? Yep. Right then. Let's try and do some see some animations that you can't see before normally. See the kind of dancing around a bit. There we go. Ooh. Right there. Yeah, that's one of the scores. I can show you something. There's one good thing as well on this, on the PS4 version and the PS5 version. You can, if you hit the post or the bar, you can see it a mile off. Where it's sort of, if it's a real hard shot and whacks the bar, you can see it. Whereby the post sort of starts shaking and things like that, and it carries on going after the ball's kind of gone way past it and things, which is really good. They've also patched the issue with yellow cards and red cards, because before you sort of had to literally kill somebody to get a red card, pretty much. But on the patch, they seem to be a lot better than that. So they haven't done that so much. Before you used to have to get 2 yellow cards, and you literally had to, nearly kill someone to get them even. Nightmare. But yeah, they have sorted that out. What else have they patched? Some of the AI was a bit off as well. The PS4 version. Obviously, I think a lot of that though was down to the smoothness not being there. I think they built it for next gen initially, and then they obviously had to put it out for the current gen. Ooh, didn't want to do that really. So that one there, where there's like a bit of an animation before, sort of in between animation. I don't know if it's difficult to explain, but you've kind of got extras built in. It just makes it more of a game, a bit like Pro Evo is. Pro Evo is the same, where you can. It feels a bit more like anything can happen rather than just being sort of running through the motions in a game. Just seems a lot better. Oh, the mare, yeah. I really can't play and talk at the same time. That's what's happening now. I haven't had a shot, have I? I had a header. That's it. Okay. Right. I'll try and score in a minute, or someone. At least they scored. Someone scored. Oh, what's happened there? Okay. All right. I'll flick that. This keeper's rubbish at throwing out. He's constantly chucking to other players here. I may as well kick it, to be fair, next time. He's not that great at that either. That's the downside of having. See that one there? It's like a bit of a. He's kind of kicked it the wrong way by mistake. It's sort of deflected off his foot. You get a lot more deflected goals. You get sort of mass scrambles in the box, things like that, like normal proper football is basically. Before you kind of felt like none of that was there, whereas Pro Evo you could. That was happening all the time, and it just made it more interesting. On this one, it's like, oh, I'm going to lose that ball, so what's the point of even trying? I'll just leave it. Now it's a lot better than that. If I can actually make a challenge here. Nearly the end of the half, 42 minutes in. Not doing very well with defending here at the moment. Ooh. Oh, that's a problem. He's terrible. He waited forever with that, didn't he? God. Oh, that's another thing they fixed as well in the patch. The handballs used to get, if anyone's played this before, I'm sure you have if you're watching this. I should have run that. There's like a million handballs, so say if you cross it into the box, you get loads and loads and loads of handballs and loads of penalties. Literally stupid things. It was so annoying. You had like 3 a game sometimes. They haven't got that anymore, luckily, which is a bit of a result. Here we go. There's one of these animations I was talking about. You see, I tried to go for the header there. I still didn't win it, but at least you had a chance rather than just kind of missing out every time, and they were guaranteed to get the ball most of the time. But yeah, you can see how it works. Things do look better. Things do look different. It's good. I like it. I think there's still more to come from the PS5 with it. So FIFA 22, I think there is going to be a lot more graphical improvements. It's difficult on a football game because it's not exactly close up and things. The people are quite far away. But yeah, it's pretty good, I think, to be fair.